And I think back to that little girl that lived at Whaley. She was so hopeless.
Left at an orphanage, feeling broken and unloved. But after a couple years, this young girl's life changed course.
And Meg, it's because the people around her instilled in her the confidence to see hope on the horizon. And today, her path is paved with promise, a promise of giving her own children a better life than the one she had.
When little Dolly came into her mom's life,
He fell down.
He fell down.
she believed it was nothing short of a miracle.
I love you. I was told I would never have kids because of my past trauma.
Years of sexual abuse as a child, in and out of foster homes. The odds were against Rochella Smith, let alone one day having a child of her own.
She'll tell me she loves me or come give me kisses.
Out came my kisses.
A mother's love, one Rochella longed for as a child, but never really experienced. Her mom signed off her rights to her when she was just a young girl.
I was a scared little girl that loved my mom and didn't understand why the things that were happening were happening.
At age 11, with no one to call mom and dad, Rochella found her way here on the front steps of an orphanage.
They saw that I was a scared little girl, and they didn't hold that against me. You know, they could have just locked me in a room and said heck with it, you know, but they didn't. You know, they got me the therapy that I needed.
When the kids come here, you know, they all come from different backgrounds, but no matter where they come from and what their story is, we become a family.
Just one person or volunteer at the Whaley Children's Center can change a child's life. CEO Mindy Williams says 42 kids a year, like Rochella, are given basic necessities like food and shelter. But it's the everlasting bonds they form that stay with them when they leave.
When I was all out on my own, I would just feel like I was getting under the water and somebody would come along and be there for me.
I'm outside Whaley Children's Center right now. Rochella just pulled up. I had her come here because she has no idea what's in store. She told me there was someone that was instrumental in helping her when she was here, so I brought her here today to surprise her.
Oh my God. Look at me. Oh my God. Look at you. Look at you. Hi.
I feel like the little kid running up to her to thank her for what she's done for me.
I didn't know you'd be here. Oh, I almost didn't recognize you. She was like, do you want to go to church with me? And then I would go to church with her every Sunday after that. And that was a huge thing because I couldn't always go to church.
Our plan was to figure out a way that we could fellowship at a church, so we found a local church. And on Sundays when I worked, we would get up early in the morning and we really would go and praise God together.
Thank you. I miss you too, baby. I realized later on in life that they were so important to me and they weren't the enemies that my little girl brain said they were.
After seeing that reunion, my heart is exploding. It always makes me so happy to see kids that come back and kind of tell their story, and just to see that and feel the genuine love that they both have for each other. It's definitely overwhelming.
You'll often find Rochella dropping off donations to Whaley, setting an example for little Dolly, hoping one day she'll understand that if her mom hadn't been dropped off on these steps, their story may have never been told.
Giving the bunny for the baby.
Giving the bunny to the baby. If I can make it through everything I made it through then, I shouldn't give up now because now it's so beautiful. These are the struggles I wanted.
I got you.
Now's not the time for giving up anymore.
I got you.
And Whaley tells me that at one point they were down to 55 employees from 130 because of COVID. They've also had to make do with less in donations and not being able to allow volunteers in because of the pandemic. And Rochella has some good news. She and her husband are expecting a baby boy, which they will call Timmy.
Oh my goodness. And you know what? That hug, you could feel it through the lens of the camera.
which I was behind.
Yes.
Emotional.
And I know you told me afterward you were like trying to wipe tears as you're filming. Because what an emotional moment after all these years, but you could feel it. You could feel it. Oh my gosh, what a joy that was.
And hopefully people are inspired and, you know, it reminds them to be grateful for the people that help you along the way.
Yes, and gracious.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's send it over to Brian for another look at that forecast.
All right, David and Meg, great story. Feel that coming right through the screen.